How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I am your host, as always, Hicksydust, here with some new Jurassic World Evolution content for the channel. In today's video, we have laid out a basic park concept for you, as we're going to be taking a look at the new skins which were dropped in the Jurassic World Dominion DLC pack. I will be comparing the game's, default models to their new models in this video breakdown. Now, as we all know, or if you've played the game Jurassic World Evolution 1 or 2, if you've seen my videos or any other YouTubers' videos, you know that the game gives you the option to customize the look of each individual dinosaur in your park. The Jurassic World Dominion DLC gave us 4 brand new dinosaurs, the Quetzalcoatlus, the Therizinosaurus, Dimetrodon, and Pyroraptor, as well as 4 new models for the Dreadnoughtus, Giganotosaurus, Parasaurolophus, and Tyrannosaurus Rex. But if you guys don't want any spoilers from the movie or from the DLC pack, we'll be starting off today's video with the Dimetrodon. Now, it could just be that I'm using the Biosyn Sanctuary map, but when I went to go ahead and select the Dimetrodon, its movie skin was already its default skin. So here we have the Dimetrodon from the movie with its iconic red sail, which really helps it stand out. It's kind of got like, I don't know what to call that, like a grayish tannish body. Here we have a skin which I have generated for this video. You can see its skin tone is more brown around the body, and it's got spots of purple up in its sail.
I finally get it. I finally understand why people have a fear of the dark. Once you peer into the shadows and see a pair of Dimetrodon eyes staring back at you, well, you'll be having nightmares for years. That's if you're lucky enough to walk away, because believe me, not everybody is.
Next up, we'll be showcasing the Quetzalcoatlus.
Everything is bigger in Texas, and that certainly applies to their fossil finds. This towering pterosaur is definitely one for the record books. We're talking about one of the largest flying animals, like, ever. It's not a bird, and it's not a plane. It's a Quetzalcoatlus.
That's right, here we have the Quetzalcoatlus in its movie skin. It is the largest flying dinosaur in the game's library. And you can see in its movie skin it has a grayish feather pattern with a blue frill that sits atop its head. As I previously stated, this model is just absolutely massive, and you can really tell what birds they studied to generate its flight pattern. I mean, the way it sits here, you can definitely get like pelican vibes, the way it's all curled up and sitting there. Here we have a skin for the Quetzalcoatlus, which I have generated. I used the Great Sandy Desert skin to give it its red feather pattern, and I used the Chacorana pattern design to give it those black tiger stripes, or spots, I guess you could say. To me, it looks more like tiger stripes in its wing pattern there. Again, the Quetzalcoatlus is just massive, and it'll be fun for anybody to use in their parks. Next up, guys, we'll be covering the Pyroraptor.
There's certainly something special about this one. Je ne sais quoi. It's a Pyroraptor. Had it not been for a forest fire sweeping through southern France, our little feathered friend here may have gone undiscovered. And my life insurance would be just that little bit cheaper.
Here we have the Pyroraptor from the movie Jurassic World Dominion. We can see that it's got the red feather patterning that we got in the movie trailer. It also has some dark accent feathers behind the wing and along the tail, which help contrast to the facial coloring. Overall, this is a very solid model and a dinosaur I recommend for all your parks. Here we have a Pyroraptor of my own creation. You can see I kind of took an inverse color scheme. I put darker feathers around the body and lighter accent feathers around the back of the wing and tail. And it also ended up with this blue beauty mark over the ear canal, I guess is the only place I could put it. I used the Svalbard color scheme for the body and the Pulcherana detailing set to create this model. Now we're going to take a look at the Therizinosaurus. Hello, tall, dark, and menacing. This is exactly what we got in the movie. Very imposing, very dark, very intimidating. We can see in that stalking scene from one of the trailers, and it even plays over into the movie much more. Also in the game, you try to put this dinosaur in with any other dinosaur of another species, it will try to fight it to the death. So there you go. Have fun with that in your parks. I might make a mini-series out of that. Therizinosaurus slaps the world. Here we have one in a color scheme which I have generated just to make it a little bit more light. I used the mangrove forest skin color. It gave it like these bluish purplish feathers, and the that one. The Paleophylax design scheme, and it gave it almost this rainbowish crest along the snout there, and it gave it some more greenish color tones in the body itself. Overall, I enjoy this model. I just kind of had fun when I was generating this one. Next, we'll be covering the dinosaurs that are already in the game that are getting brand new models or makeovers. First, we have the Dreadnoughtus.
This animal, though an herbivore, can intimidate most predators with its size. It's a biggie named Dreadnoughtus. I'd give this dinosaur a wide berth.
So here we have the Dreadnoughtus. I've covered this dinosaur before with a couple different videos. Dreadnoughtus was believed to have been not only the largest dinosaur, but the largest land animal to ever walk the earth. Here we see Frontier's iteration of this dinosaur. You can see it stands the tallest of any dinosaur in the game, and while bulky, it's got more of like a slender strength to it than compared to the next version, which we will see, the version which was featured in Jurassic World Dominion. You can already see with the neck, it's thicker, it's more evenly, and then it tapers off into the head. They even gave it a different vocalization as it leaves the hatchery, because obviously this is what was used in Jurassic World Dominion, the movie. Jurassic World Dominion didn't really use this dinosaur as like a premiere attraction. It was kind of more of like a background dinosaur. It had a couple flyover scenes with Dr. Grant pointing it out. It's got a very dark skin color. As I said before, the neck you can see is much more even. While it doesn't stand taller than Frontier's version, I definitely say it's longer. You can see the definition there in the neck and around the legs where you can see the real muscle definition. This dinosaur definitely looked like it was much more tooled. Here, like I said, it's massive, don't get me wrong. It's a very sleek and slender version of the Jurassic World Dominion version. Overall, if I had to pick one that I like better, I'd say I'd have a hard time picking which version I like better than the next. You'd see this one is definitely more tooled out. It's more muscular, as with most things in the Jurassic franchise. The next dinosaur we'll be covering will be Parasaurolophus. So Parasaurolophus had 3 different Jurassic World Dominion skins because of course it did. This dinosaur even in the first Jurassic World Evolution, had a lot of different movie skins because it's been used so much throughout the franchise that this dinosaur generally has just a lot of skins. They even went through so far as to put Camp Cretaceous skins for this dinosaur. Here we have a base generic version of the Parasaurolophus. You can see right away you got that iconic head crest.
Okay, so this next dinosaur, the Parasaurolophus, has a flair for the dramatic, especially where its head is concerned. It has a distinctive cranial crest, which is used for added resonance in its vocalizations and to regulate its body temperature.
So as I said here, we have a basic form of Parasaurolophus. We have a close-up of the face, which is very important with distinguishing the difference between this and its Jurassic World Dominion skin. That and the frontal arms that the Parasaurolophus has. I'll be going over those details when we just drop a Jurassic World Dominion Parasaurolophus, and I'll go over all the details. So as you see here already, you got this one's got a very much blue overtone to it. But even from here, you can see the differences in the crest, and that frontal mandible on the face kind of hangs over just a little bit more than the base version. The way the crest is shaped and where it sits is slightly different than the base version we have already to work with. One of the main differences, though, is those frontal arms. You can see in this version it's much more hoof-like, whereas in the base we see more of definition of fingers. Let's see if I can get a closer look at that. Yep, so there you go. You can see you have 3 fingertips there. This was done because Jurassic World Dominion, they really treated this dinosaur. They compared it to like modern day horses. They ran in herds and packs. And even the way they were used, I believe one was even ridden in the movie. But yeah, these dinosaurs were treated very much like cattle. Overall, I love this dinosaur. It's one of my favorites to use in the game. They're very versatile. You can put them, together to make a communal scene. You can put them in with a predator for like a good hunting scene. There's a lot you can do with the Parasaurolophus. Here we have a different skin option. That's all the other skins was just different colorization options for the Parasaurolophus. The first one there was a very brownal overtone. This one too is very also brown, but this one's got like a striped pattern to it, which is pretty striking. And then, as I said before, you can just see the differences in the way the crest is shaped. It's very minute. One stands up maybe a little taller than the other one sits back further. But overall, Parasaurolophus is a solid choice when starting a park and choosing a dinosaur to build around. Next, we'll be covering the differences with the Giganotosaurus.
People often confuse this animal, the Giganotosaurus, with the T-Rex. They look similar, act similar, and both have that eat everything within their field of vision thing working for them. This dinosaur is also fast. Bottom line, if you find yourself running from this biggie, you've already made a fatal mistake.
So here we have Frontier's iteration of the Giganotosaurus, one of the apex predators of the game's library. You can see it's got a very striking head sculpt. It's got a massive head shape versus the rest of its body. It also has those small little, I want to say vertebral spines, which pop up throughout the Giganotosaurus' skin. Here we're going to take a look at a Jurassic World Dominion version. So, Dr. Ian Malcolm says it in the movie trailer, bigger. Why do they always go bigger? The Giganotosaurus' details are very exaggerated in this model. You can see that fin on the back is much more prominent and raised. It's got scales running up and down its body like that of an alligator or a crocodile. Its head sculpt is crested, like almost like that of the Allosaurus. You can see its teeth are much more prominent and shown. Even the sounds it makes are like the Dreadnoughtus, varying in this model. Here we have Frontier's version again, which is it's sleeker. You don't really see as too much scale definition. Jurassic World Dominion's Giganotosaurus definitely took away from being related to birds, and you could definitely see the reptilian aspect of this dinosaur. It reminds me of another dinosaur in the game's library, the skin pattern of the Baryonyx, except of course much more exaggerated. Here we have a base version of the Baryonyx just to give comparison. Alright everybody, here we'll be talking about the last dinosaur on today's video, the Tyrannosaurus Rex. You will see here that I have 3 versions ready to show you today: the base game, the Jurassic World Dominion skin, and a bonus skin which was included in the DLC pack. Here we have Frontier's base Tyrannosaurus Rex model. It mimics all the iconic features and sounds from the franchise, and the skin color is a nice pale shade of brown. Overall, a very solid model to use in your parks. Now let's compare that to what we got in Jurassic World Dominion, a skin which is a little bit more sentimental to fans of the franchise. So here we have the Tyrannosaurus Rex from the movie franchise. This is believed to have been the same T-Rex from Jurassic Park 1 all the way up until Jurassic World Dominion. You can see, compare it to the base, you can see more of like aging and scarring on this dinosaur model than we got on the other one, as this is the same dinosaur who has had to survive many battles against other dinosaurs. Velociraptors, the Indominus Rex, among many names in the franchise. Overall, they did a really good job of wrapping things up, and while I don't see Jurassic World Dominion being an actual end to the franchise, I could see it being an end to some character stories from the franchise, but the ending was left too wide open to be a definite "this is the end." I'm not going to give away specifics. Let's just showcase the final skin in today's video. So, the creators of Jurassic World Dominion released a short prequel film on the internet which showed Rexy facing off against the Giganotosaurus in prehistoric times. In that, we saw a feathered T-Rex which was recreated for use in the game. This is a great model for dinosaur purists, as we have more knowledge today to support the fact that dinosaurs are much closer related to birds than they are reptiles, which was the common theme in the Jurassic Park films, splicing dinosaurs with modern-day lizard and reptile DNA to create them, as we see with this version of the T-Rex, and even this version of the T-Rex. That concludes everything we got in this DLC pack, and while there is no news of any new marine dinosaurs being added to the game, I will be watching out for that. But as always guys, I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it for you guys at home. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel to stay up to date on everything Hicksydust. Here is my Twitter handle where you can reach out to me. You guys can follow me here, tweet me out ideas for the channel that you guys want to see. And you can also follow the Instagram here where I post updates on almost all the videos. But as always guys, I thank you for watching today's video. Keep your eyes to the horizons for more Hicksydust content, which is sure to follow, and enjoy the rest of your day.